So thank you very much, Big Bertha and the Barnstormers, for your performance here tonight. It's been great to have you here. What did you all think of your performance here?
Marvelous.
Yes, it went very well tonight. I don't have any complaints. I may have messed up a few chords, but that's probably due to the arthritis in my fingers. Um, it's a bugger, all right. It's great to come out here and play in the community, small venues like this. I'd much prefer playing at them than the large venues because I find it's a lot more personable, and you get to interact with the audience more. I just think it's been a great experience, and I'm hoping we can come back again.
I agree, Bertha.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. First, we'll start with Raymond there in the back. Tell us about your life when you were growing up.
Well, I grew up on the plantation, but my main concerns were eating gravy and marmalade. As some people may not like it, but I actually quite fancy picking cotton. Oh, but that's all I can say. The rest is sad times.
All right, we'll move on to Greg over here on the other side. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was a decorated soldier back in Vietnam. Oh, I put the business to the yellow fella, that's for sure, and I saved many lives. But I also took up the habit of smoking overseas, and that hasn't been very beneficial for my health. Let's see. My real name isn't actually Greg Grizzly. They just gave it to me 'cause I wrestled a grizzly bear. It scratched my nipples.
And of course, last but not least, Bertha, tell us a bit about your life.
Well, I had a very good upbringing. I was one of three children of my mother and my father. We grew up in the city of Chicago. I was taught good morals at a ripe young age. I excelled in school. I was a very likable person, and I worked as a door-to-door pork saleswoman for most of my life, around 30 years. 30 now. What's that number after? That is 10 more than 30. 40! 40 years! For about 40 years, I worked as a door to door pork saleswoman until I finally realized that I have a passion for music. So I picked up that acoustic guitar and I wrote some wonderful songs. A lot of those songs are featured on this album, a few are yet to be released. But I finally went after my calling in life, which I believe is music, and I'm having a grand time here with my friends playing for all these wonderful people, and hopefully we can continue doing this for years to come.
So how long have you been how long have you been together, and how long have you been working on this album?
Well, as far as how long we've been a band, we've been together for I don't know how many years now. We've been together since Greg got back from the Vietnam War. But we just never took much seriously, you know. It was just kind of a little hobby thing we did. We'd play cover songs and play a few performances here and there, but it wasn't a full-time thing like it is now. As far as this album goes, we've been working on this for probably the last, I'd say, year and a half or so. Some of these songs, some of them have been kicking around a little bit longer than that. Some songs I wrote years ago, and some songs I just wrote, you know, a few weeks before the album release. So there's really songs from all kinds of different periods of my life, and I think it shows some good variation here on the album.
So what inspired you, Bertha, to become a musician in the first place? Especially considering you're not in your youth anymore. Is this something that you've always wanted to do your entire life and just finally got around to doing it?
Well, as I was saying, you know, Raymond and I, we were in a band for many years, just a little band in Chicago.
We were called the Groovy Shaggers.
That is very true. That's a memory I like to leave in my past, though, and not really bring up. Thank you very much. Those are some wild times in my life. I did some crazy things back then, which I hope.
Groovy, baby.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, anyway, and of course, after Greg got back from the Vietnam War, we decided that we'd form Big Bertha and the Barnstormers. Um, and this is something I've wanted to do my entire life. Like I said, it's just been a hobby for many years, but now that we're finally taking it full time and we're doing fairly well here, I think it's something that we're going to keep on doing.
Well, experimentation is the fruit on the tree of life. Oh,
Yes, so to kind of elaborate a little bit there on what what he said, I think we were very pleased with the sound, the way this album turned out, but I think in the future, simply to keep things interesting, we're going to have to keep experimenting and pushing ourselves, and hopefully we'll be able to blend lots of styles together and make something new that everyone can enjoy.
Well, it's been great talking to you guys. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you to everybody who came, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you, sir.